Good morning. I'm busy just watering the tomatoes, but I wanted to pop on because Dory's cousin has come to visit, and so maybe while I'm doing the tomatoes and keeping an eye on them both to make sure they don't misbehave. So let me introduce you. Lottie! Hi Lottie! Hi baby! Hello! Want to tell everybody how old you are? I'm not sure how old you are actually. You're like, she can't be more than 5 months, but they're getting on pretty well. They've met before, but only on neutral territory in the park. But she's a real little fluff ball, aren't you, Lottie? Hello, ain't you, baby? Yeah, there's lots to explore in this garden. Lots to explore. Oh, that's nice. Oh. We've said hellos and now we will go our separate ways. I'm just hoping they don't fight over toys. But, I mean, it's a big enough garden. There's enough room for both of them. Right, so... You following me? Oh, no, Lottie. No, we don't eat the hose. Right. You can help me water tomatoes if you want. Do you want to? Dory does too. Oh, we're all in here. We're a whole big garden and we're all in the greenhouse. So, as I was trying to say, it's going to be very distracting having a puppy here. But, yeah, I'm just just watering the tomatoes. Actually, doesn't this look lovely? The sun's on them, there's tomatoes on the plants, we've got the marigolds. Yeah, you wouldn't know that it's been raining all morning and we're forecast for the rest of the day. But right now the sun is shining, it's warm in the greenhouse. Oh, you can see I'm feeling a little bit more positive this morning. Yeah, although there's not a lot of tomatoes on the plants, they're growing and it smells good in here, and there's a cucumber over there and there's a chilli over there, and these tomatillos. This is the pineapple tomatillo and it is teeny tiny. They're just in these small pots. They never really grew very much to pot on, but look, there's a lantern and there's a fruit. Some perlite on it, and there's another little lantern in there. This is odd. I'm pretty sure they should have got bigger than this. This is the purple-green tomatillo, which is taller, but still not huge. But it has a flower. There we go. So hopefully we'll get something from there as well. At the back here, these are the physalis. Should I plant those out into the garden? I grew them. Oh, let me move the hose along. I'm giving each tomato a minute or two with the hose, so they're getting a really good water today. Oh, saying that to you with my hand over the screen. That was poor video practice. What was I saying? Yeah, I grew my physalis in the greenhouse last year, and they grew massive, right up to the ceiling. But and they had loads of lanterns on. And then the frost came and they were protected in here, but obviously they got too cold and they just died, so I didn't get any fruits from them. So I'm not really sure what to do. I thought they had to be grown in greenhouses, but I saw Jessie at plot 37 had hers outside. Hers did look slightly bigger than mine though. My, well, Liam's dad, he said that they should be grown in poor soil. That's his theory. So let me know what you think. Oh, here's Lottie. Hi baby. Hello. Hello. Oh, that's a nice little bark. Are you okay? Where's Dory? Let's find Dory. Where is she? She gone and hoarded her toys away from you. No sign of her. Oh, here you are. Are you guarding these balls? Are you a bit perturbed to have another dog in your garden? You've had dogs visit before. She is super cute though. Are you jealous? Ah, Dory, she's still my number one. Right, now where's the other one gone? So when the tomatoes are done, I'm going to take them for a walk, just a short one, because yeah, she's only a pup. But yeah, we're hopeful that they're going to be good friends, because we have lots of family parties and things, and we don't want it to be a case of only one dog can come. We'll have to take it in turns. So you've got to get on, else you're going to miss half the parties. I apologise for anybody who isn't a dog person and is like here for the gardening content. No, Lottie, we don't drink out of the pond. No. No. I'll be in big trouble if you fall in the pond. Yeah. I think you only had a bath yesterday. Oh, we're going into the flower bed. Okay. Yes, I know, Dory, you get told off when you do that. Lottie. No, Dory. Okay, let's all get off the flower beds. Yes, Dory, you too. Come on. Everybody off. Everybody off. Oh, Lottie, that was super cute. Very good girl. Both good girls. So we're going to relax now. Want to go walkies, Lottie? Yeah. Do you know what that means already? You know you do, Dory. Come on then. Let's go get the leads on. We're back from our walk, and I have to say that was an enormous success. I think they're going to be best friends, sort of. Hey guys, going to be besties. At least they're calmer now. Yeah, you're calmer, which means I've been able to get on with a couple of bits. So the loganberry and tayberry, I've just eaten the last couple of fruits that were holding on, but otherwise they're now done. So what I'm doing is pruning them. So you take out all the canes that have fruited this year, so it's like a summer fruiting raspberry, and then you need to tie in the new canes ready for the fruit next year. So this is my loganberry. You can see there's the base of the plant, and I've just been chopping out the old canes. So there's my pile of old canes, and then I've got all this new growth that has been blocking the path for several weeks, and now I need to tie that up against the fence. Now the tayberry I've not done yet is this one. So there's the old vine. It's going all the way, cane, not a vine, all the way down into there, and there's the base of the plant. So it's got, I think, well, it's a bit hard to tell because there's so many tansy growing with it, but hopefully there's some new growth to tie in with that one. And then the summer fruiting raspberry was really being quite drowned out by other things, and the boysenberry, it has fruited, so I've had a couple of berries off of it, and you can see it's kind of sprawled as opposed to gone up, but I don't think I'm going to cut much out of this. I think it'll be more a case of just training it for now. But this whole area will look a lot more tidy once I've done that, and it'll be... I've got a little audience, I didn't realise. Hi guys. Are you learning about pruning your hybrid berries? guys doing? Yeah, very good. You're both very good. I think treats are in order, don't you? Yeah, you want a treat? You're gonna sit? Good girl, Lottie. Good girl, Dory. You have one, Dory. Lottie. Lottie, come here. Sit. Sit. Good. Up. Sit. Good girl. There we go. Is that nice? That's because you've been good dogs. Seriously, it is amazing what a bit of sunshine and a puppy can do for your mood. Oh. Right, let's see what we can do with the tayberry now then. Audience is back. Well, once I cut out that, because there was really only one main cane that fruited this year, and now there's another cane here, but I'm sure that's not fruited. It's already massive. So I'm tying that one in, and yeah, you can see it's fresh green growth really. Right, now for the raspberry, which you can barely see. There it is in all of that madness there. Might have to pull up some of this. Okay, now that everything is cut back and we can actually see what we're working with, this might be okay to keep here. I think the problem is the forsythia gets a little bit spready, so I've trimmed that back at the base and left these ones to hopefully flower. I was a bit disappointed last year because I cut mine right back and it didn't flower, and on the other side of the fence my neighbour had lovely flowers, so I don't want to get rid of it all this time. But I think that works nicely in this corner with the buddleia, and the tansy can stay there, but I have taken tansy out from around here so that it's not drowning out the canes. So tansy is apparently supposed to be good for berries, but I think, having read up on it, it's about the way in which it attracts pollinators but also repels pests. But there were warnings about it being invasive, not only through vigorous self-seeding, but also its rhizomes, and you could see when I was perhaps pulling it up there that it had pretty good roots on it. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on that. I was a bit slap happy planting that out because I did lots and lots of seedlings and then was just kind of finding places to shove them without really knowing what I was putting in the ground. Lesson learnt there. Oh, there's another weed. I'll pull that out. But what is left of the raspberry all looks pretty nice to me. So I don't think I'm going to prune anything. Perhaps this raggedy bit can come off. But otherwise, that looks like mostly new growth anyway. So I'm going to leave that as it is and hope that we actually get some berries on it next year. Oh my god, this is so cute. Can I get down there without disturbing them? Can you see? They're both asleep down there. Oh, that's adorable. Let me see. Let's try and creep up on them. Oh no. Not Dory. She's far too alert. Oh, now the other one's up. I know, I know. You were having a lovely sleep then. Lottie's straight back down. Wow, we've worn you out, Lottie, that's for sure. I can hear the oven beeping. I should have mentioned yesterday that it was Lammas, and which is the point between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. And during Lammas, I think it's like the bread festival or something. So I thought it was only right to make a loaf of bread. Let's see how it did. Oh, gorgeous one. There's always that moment of surprise. Pop it back in for a sec. If she can get in, she will. Hey Lottie. Hey Lottie, look at Dory. She's been good. She stayed out. There we go. There we go. I think they're better in the garden together has made me think of jobs that I can do. So yes, tying in those was not something I expected to do this morning, but I'm glad I have. And plus it'd be really nice to be able to walk down this path properly now. Although these calendula are still slightly blocking the way, and this path really needs, oh, what's going on here? Oh, the boysenberry, we haven't done that yet. And that borage is blocking the path as well. And a Rebecca. I guess I thought we were done, and we're not. Right, boysenberry. I managed to break the end off one of the canes. Ooh. Runner bean. Ooh, more runner beans. And another. No, I won't. I'll leave it. Yeah, is that okay if you nip the top off? You just keep growing, right? Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, okay. Well, I think that's approaching the end of my dog sitting shift. I think it's time to go home, Lottie. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. She's so tired, Dory. We've worn her out. So that's all from this segment of this week's video, which included lots of dog. So yeah, let's go get my bread out the oven, and I'll catch you later. I'm back. You're rejoining me in the late afternoon, and we're up to 33 degrees in the greenhouse. This is the warmth that we've needed. I've done all this impromptu filming at the very beginning of the week. Nothing in this video is what I planned for the video. Not that I ever particularly plan what's going to be in them, but I did think we would probably be on the allotment. But I think what I'll do is concentrate on doing a big clear up on the allotment. As you know, the grass paths have gotten out of control, there's weeds everywhere. It really needs some looking at, so I think I'm going to do that over the weekend, so that we can do a plot tour next week. That's my plan, August plot tour for next week. So this week, which actually I'm quite pleased with the stuff that I got done. I'm pleased that some winter veg gone into the raised beds. I'm pleased that the berries are tidied up, that the compost has been turned. These are all good jobs to have got done. I'm happy to have shared with you lots of animals, baby robins, puppies. But to end, I want to do some sowing. So I've still got my basket pretty much full of seeds. What has gone out of here is the Asian greens. Those I've direct sown into the beds, but I've still got, I mean, so many seeds here. And anyway, I'm just going to go for it. I mean, it's been so cold during July anyway. I think if I'd got these started, they wouldn't have done much. but if August turns out to be a little bit warmer, then perhaps they'll catch up. Before I start on any of those though, remember I bought these Christmas potatoes. Well, if you did, well done, because I completely forgot. They got tidied away, I think, at some point. And yeah, I just spotted them. And I thought the compost that I took out of the old bin that I put into the 2 trugs, well, they're ready for planting, aren't they? I can just stick the potatoes straight into them. So there's 10 in the pack. I've got 2 big trugs. I reckon 5 in each of those is fine, because I don't think you get your Christmas potatoes to be too big. These are Pentland Javelin potatoes. So yeah, I'm going to get those in first and then look at these seeds. On our way up to the back of the garden, you'll just see that I've covered the lettuces and the winter veg that I sowed, just to keep the birds off, because they do tend to love my lettuce. Do you like these little hoops? I love them. They were quite a bargain. When I was in the garden centre, I saw them. There were 3 in a pack, and they're about the same price as the plastic ones that I've got, and they're much prettier, and they're metal, so they should last longer. Anyway, yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Right, let's look at the compost in these trugs. Right, there we go. So now, in terms of fertility, the homemade compost is obviously going to be really lovely and rich. But actually, I remember, do you remember, Dory, that I emptied some of the spent compost from some of the alliums and tulip planters into the compost heap. Look at all the worms. So it's going to be a bit of a mix really, but I think it'll be fine for the potatoes. I don't think the potatoes are going to mind that. You know what I am thinking? Maybe it would have been good to sow the carrot seed in here as well. I can't do carrots and potatoes in the same thing. No, concentrate on the potatoes. Right, okay. I'm just reading this and it says put 4 inches of compost in. Oh, bloody hell. Put 4 inches of compost in, then your potatoes and 4 inches on top. Now clearly these are already all full. So what if I took some out to make a carrot planter, and then we can earth up later for the potatoes. That way we get more from our compost. Okay, so if I want to save some of this compost for carrots, then I need some more buckets. Okay, so I could have sieved this compost for the carrots, and it's probably a good idea to, but can't be bothered. I did take out big sticks, and that leaves a more moderate amount of compost in each of the trugs for the potatoes. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that decision. So let's get the potatoes in this one, then we'll get the carrots in those ones. Right, brilliant. So I will water those in. Let's go find what carrot seed we've got. Did I get some carrots out already and put them in the basket? We'll go see. Okay, it's slightly by magic. My pot has changed colour. No, I realised that the upside down plant pot that I was resting the camera on was actually a better sized pot for this. So I tipped out some of the compost, but it is bigger. So what I've done is both of these are half filled with the homemade compost, and then I've topped up with multi-purpose, which again I have not sieved, but I did sort of rub between the hands to make sure it was fine as possible. Now, I've looked through my basket and I had selected 3 carrot seeds. I've got Early Nont and Eskimo and Red Samurai. So I might, there's only a tiny amount of seed for Early Nont, so I might direct sow that into one of the beds, and I'm going to do a Red Samurai and an Eskimo pot, I think, and we'll see how they go. Well, another immediate change of plan, because the Red Samurai had no seeds in it. Clearly, I used them all and just put the packet right back in the folder. Okay, so that one's over. So I replaced that one with Carrot Autumn King, because it says Autumn King, even though it says sow in late spring. Well, we shall see. So I've had a look through my basket and I've made up some compost. It's multi-purpose, perlite, and I had a little bit of coir left, so that's in there as well, and it's quite moist, so it's ready to go. I've had a look through. There's something that obviously need direct sowing, like I think the French beans at this point, chard, rocket, things like that. So I put those at the back. I haven't actually just direct sowed those Nont carrot seeds. I decided to put them in between the spring onions, which are taking an age to grow. I had loads of spring onions last year, but these ones super slow. But I thought that will help with carrot root fly, because I think this is the time of year that it becomes active again. I might be completely lying. So yeah, I just put them in drills between the spring onions, and there were only a few seeds left, so we'll see what comes up. In terms of what I want to put into cells in the greenhouse, I think I'm going to put the beetroot, although of course that can be direct sown at this point and is probably best direct sown. I just know that my slugs and birds love beetroot and they will annihilate it. So I'm going to do it in plugs to at least get it to yay high before I put out. And you know what? I really missed having beetroot. I harvested just a few of the mini beets the other day. So they must have been the beetroot golden eye. I think that's the only yellow one I've got. Where is my chioga? Did I decide not to put that in for the autumn one? Anyway, I ate them and I thought, oh, I wish I had more. So yeah, let's see if we can get more before the end of the season. And then I'm going to do some more brassicas. Why? And then maybe I'll go to the back of the garden and put some of the brassicas I've got actually out. In fact, I guess that's a big thing to do as the first earlies come out of the allotment and I tidy up. I can put some of those brassicas out. There was something I forgot to put in the basket when I went through my July, which are now August, seeds to sow, which is coriander. So I was going on and on about coriander and then forgot to put it in the basket. And I've actually got a lemon coriander as well, which I'm not sure if that grew or not. I didn't notice a lemony tasting coriander, but as always my labelling is out of the window. Now the rapini or broccoli rabe or chimney wrapper, that needs to be direct sown, so let's put that at the back. Purple sprouting broccoli I have done, but I'm just going to do a second succession. The chicory, Florence fennel, kales, kohlrabis, spring onions. I've got more of the Asian greens and mustards. I've got turnips, I've got winter radishes. So I went through all of these before, but just to remind you, some herbs, dill, parsley. I don't know why I grow so much parsley actually. I barely ever eat it. Still, the stuff that's gone to seed in the herb bed is being loved by pollinators. Spinachy things, which I will direct sow, and yeah, that's it. So let's do some beetroot and then I will leave you to get on with your day. I will get on with my evening, which mostly just means walking the dog. And then we're on the 2nd today, my 2nd August eat-in meal. So last night on my dinner I had red Duke of York potatoes, I had some beetroot leaves from the allotment, I had runner beans, a little bit of the tender stem broccoli, bolted broccoli. What else did I have on there? Basil on my salad. So a few bits from the garden allotment, but part of the August eat-in as well is using up all that stuff that's just collected in your cupboards. If you're anything like me, I have stuff that is rapidly going or gone out of date, and it just kind of accumulates in the pantry. And I've got things in the freezer that need to be eaten because there needs to be more things in the freezer. So the pumpkin that I've still got in the freezer needs to be eaten in readiness for the pumpkin that will go in later. So yeah, it's a kind of about clearing the decks a little bit, ready for the harvests that will come towards the end of the month, one hopes. So I think tonight I might do some kind of curry. Okay, but first of all, seed sowing, dog walk, then relax. I know what I wanted to tell you before I go. So Mom went to church on Sunday, and everybody was raving about my garden. At least they were talking about it. My aunt said of the 4 gardens that were shown last week, mine was the most interesting. And I like that one of the chaps who came said I had a very random style. Anyway, they were really happy to have come and seen my garden. I felt like last week I was talking about how it made me feel for them to come and see my garden, but actually I wasn't necessarily thinking about the other side, and that it brought people joy to come and see my garden, and they were interested in it. In fact, one of the chaps gave my mum some strawberry plants to give to me at church, and a geranium, so because I gave him a rhubarb to take home. So that was really lovely. And in terms of like this being a kind of reciprocal thing, I mean, I love all the comments that people leave me and things, and people say such nice things in the comments, and that's always great. But I've also recently felt like I've kind of influenced people in real life as well. So one of my neighbours, who gives me lots and lots of plants and is very supportive of my plant journey, I walked the dog with her daughter the other day, who's in her early 30s and stuff, and she has a bit of a container garden going on, and we were just kind of chatting about the power of plants and how it makes us feel and what it does for our well-being. And you know, in some ways it sort of gives meaning to be involved in the growing of things. Maybe not meaning to life, but like connection to life, like other life, and the cycles of the seasons, and yeah, just that kind of connection to nature, etc. I'm sure many of you experience this out there. So we were talking about those sorts of things, and because she's got this kind of container garden and only small sort of courtyard, I said, had she not thought about getting an allotment? And she said it wasn't something really that she knew anything about, and it felt like such a mystery or a secret thing, because I've said before, our allotment is behind closed gates. So I said, well, we were passing in fact, and I'm like, come in and see mine. And so we went in and we looked at mine, and we looked around the site, and when we parted, she was so full. That's the word I feel I would use to describe it. She was sort of full of excitement, full of interest, full of enthusiasm. But yeah, she said she felt almost overwhelmed by this feeling that this is what she wanted, and you know, this insight into, because allotments do seem a bit like these kind of other worlds that exist, and gardens obviously can be like that too. Anyway, so that was hugely satisfying and rewarding to kind of have that conversation with someone, and hopefully she will go down on Sunday and speak to one of the site stewards, and we'll see if we can make it happen. But somebody who has got an allotment, influenced by me is my cousin Matthew and his partner Hayley. They have just taken on an allotment plot that is over the way. So they live on, you know, the canal that I often walk with you along. They live on the other side of that, so they're on a different site. But yeah, they just got their first plot, and it's got a greenhouse on it and a shed and a water tank and not too many weeds, he said. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more about his journey on his plot, and maybe one day we can go down there and have a little look, have a little tour and see what he's done. So yes, I think sometimes, you know, it's a lot to make these videos. I don't know if other people who make vlogs talk about that very much. It's very time consuming and editing is not easy and not that much fun. And as these videos have been getting longer and longer, and I do apologise for that, it takes more time. And sometimes it feels like that's time taken away from the garden itself or the allotment plot, and you could be doing that instead of kind of making the videos and things. But then you get that kind of response, and you know, my cousin Matthew, he was watching my videos, and that's what inspired him to expand from the vegetable plot that he'd got in his home garden to an allotment plot. And I've had people comment and say that I've motivated them to get working on their plot again and things like that. And you know, to feel like you're motivating someone else in turn then motivates you again. But yeah, I guess I kind of just wanted to talk about that because I feel like the last few videos I might have been on a slight downer with myself. You know, I've been a bit obsessed with the fact that things have been a bit overwhelming, that I've planted too much, I've got these brassicas everywhere, and also getting annoyed with the weather and that we haven't had the warmth, so the tomatoes aren't ripening and things like that. But you know, actually when you step back and look at the bigger picture and then you have these interactions with people, it's incredible, it's amazing. And so thank you for watching, for giving me the feedback that you do, and I hope I bring something to your lives too. But I shall stop talking now. I'll give you a cup of tea, cheers, and I'll see you next week when I promise we will be on the plot. Take care.